Hi, I'm Atlas. This is my YouTube channel. Welcome in. Since this is a longer time lapse than what I've uploaded before, I figured instead of just, slapping in some more background music, I'd actually do a little bit of a voiceover. I don't know if you guys would prefer voiceovers or if you would prefer the relaxing music, or maybe you'd prefer upbeat or horror music. I don't know. Leave a comment below, let me know, and I'll keep that in mind for future videos. Like I said, my name is Atlas. My pronouns are they, them, and this is gonna be mostly art channel. At least it'll center around art content. Some of the videos will be a bit more vlog style, like day in the life of an art student. But yeah, it's kind of just a documentation a bit of my life and my art process, and yeah. There will be non-time-lapse videos coming soon. I'll be uploading a few of my animations that I've done before. And then eventually, once I get my shit together, I'll be uploading more videos about my college application process and building a portfolio for that, as well as once my scores come out in probably June or July for the AP tests, I will make a video about building a portfolio for AP Studio Art, which is a class I'm currently enrolled in. But for now, the time lapses are a great way for me to just be creating and putting out content on my channel without, pushing myself too hard to jump right into it. It's a way to start slow, I suppose. So I'm making this piece as a part of a series that I'm doing. I want to eventually start an Etsy shop, and not only could these maybe be sold as prints and stuff, but for now it'll just be stuff you can download it for binder inserts, like what you put inside your binders for school. But this one specifically is for tech ed. I love tech ed. It's one of my favorite classes that I used to take. I took woodworking back in 9th grade, and a few years for through the summer program. I liked it, but I thought blacksmith is really cool, and I kind of hate the binders inserts on Etsy. There's nothing wrong with them. They're just boring. They're just patterns, which is fine for people who like that kind of thing. But I personally like it with a bit more pizzazz, I suppose. And I decided to create these binder inserts that are I think the first series will be fantasy based, and still kind of blacksmith scene here, and then recipe book inserts are kind of popular in Etsy, so I'll also make one that's kind of witch brewing or potion for one of those for either a cooking class or something. I'll do fairy reading a book or something for literature or English class, but what I have planned for right now is that they'll be available as personalizable PDFs where you can download it, and then as in the PDF you can type in whatever text you want. So if you're using the witch for a cooking class, you can just write Cooking 101, or if it's your recipe book, then Atlas's recipes. I'd also like to have it as a PNG or a JPEG you can download if you just don't want it with the text and stuff. And then the goal is to eventually start selling my prints and stuff on either of the series that I'm gonna do with the binder inserts, or just, new stuff. Then I'll just go from there. Maybe get away from Etsy a little, start my own website, or go different distributor that like makes the products like keychains and stickers for me, so I don't have to worry too much about shipping and labeling and production and all of that. A little bit intimidating, but yeah, that's the kind of the idea, the way I'm kind of planning to go with this. So I'll make an official like intro video later, where I'll talk a bit more about myself when you can actually see me, instead of just through the voiceover. But for now, I'll just go over some like basic stuff. I'm 18. I live in the US, but I'm going to be going to the UK for animation in college. That'll be this August, I'll be leaving, or early September, whichever one, depending on where I get into. Just waiting on one college response right now, but I've gotten into the other colleges that I've applied to, including California College of the Arts, School of Art Institute of Chicago, UW Milwaukee, woo! And Staffordshire University in the UK, and University of Wolverhampton in the UK as well. I'm waiting on Hertfordshire. I'm not really sure how you say it, but I'll be making a video more on that in depth soon. More about me. I live in the Midwest. Pretty snowy up here at the moment, at least at the time of recording. Some other fun facts, I guess. I really like octopi. My favorite colors are orange and purple. I almost said blue, but blue's actually my least favorite color. It's just overused. My favorite TV shows are The Umbrella Academy. I kill almost every plant I own. The only plants I currently have right now that are actually alive is a dry plant, or an air plant, I think that, I don't know, whatever, and a moss ball. I also have a itty bitty cactus that I got to like sprout, but I'm not really sure if it's still going or if it's just like happens to still be green and standing. I've already killed two cactuses, well, it's 2 succulents, 2 of the easiest species of plants to take care of, and I managed to kill both. For working physically, I do a lot of pencil drawings as well as oil paintings. I really love oil. I did not discover oil until earlier this year, and literally probably one of my favorite mediums. I can't stand acrylic anymore because it dries so fast. Granted, oil sometimes just takes like way too long, but I can live with it, and it's fun for blending and stuff, although colors get muddled together pretty easily. But that happens in digital paintings. That was something I struggled with this digital painting, actually. Just a specifically with the background. I didn't really know what to do with it. I searched for brick brushes and stuff. Didn't really find any that worked very well or worked at all even. So I kind of had to do it myself. Oh no. But it was hard figuring out what I was doing with the background. I'm not really at that point yet, but at this point I'm kind of ignoring it because I don't really know too much of what to do. I just added some shadows. Look, more shadows, woo, rendering. But yes, I did okay, here's the background part. I wanted there to be some kind of like bluish lighting coming in from the left side of the painting, whereas it's warmer lighting is coming from the fires and the heated rod that our lovely blacksmith is pounding away on and shaping. And then so it's a brick stove fireplace. I don't know what it is for blacksmiths, if you call it anything different. kiln. Is it a kiln? No, that's for clay. Oh, I know the thing, but I don't. So, whatever. It's it's gonna be brick, and then I ended up making the wall wasn't originally gonna be brick. I think it was gonna be more of a cement thing in my mind, but it ended up being brick anyways. That's gonna be more towards the end of the video. What's happening right now? What can I talk about right now? So yeah, I'm kind of adding more lighting for the fire. I haven't actually added the fire, but that comes in later. I work in Clip Studio Paint. I've saved up to buy it this year. But other than that, Krita is a great place to start. It's where I started. It's free, best part. It has a lot of good features. It's almost as good as Clip Studio Paint. I almost didn't get Clip Studio Paint because I love Krita so much, but there's a few main problems that I have with Krita versus Clip Studio Paint, that some stuff just works better. I still use Krita for animation though, because I hate the Clip Studio Paint setup, but I'll talk more about the differences maybe in a future video and like which I like more. I've added the fire. It's kind of just a stand-in fire for the future fire I will be doing. I ended up not liking how this looked, and I got a different brush and used that on the fire, which is honestly one of the more fun processes of this video, of creating this art piece. I love lighting and stuff, and doing that kind of thing, even if I'm not super great at it. Okay, so here you kind of see getting rid of the previous thing. I just deleted all those layers. So now I'm adding the fire with a smoke brush. Actually, it's a smoke brush that I found on the assets page of Clip Studio Paint. It just works very well. I did a lot of layers for the glow effects, a lot of the add glow and the glow dodge and the color dodge and all of that kind of stuff. But yeah, and then I started adding more rim lighting and just lighting in general, using the glow effect to the rest of the piece where I knew that the light would hit, specifically around the furnace. Is that it? Is that the name for it? I don't know. Specifically around the furnace, and the kind of like and our blacksmith's lovely arm and the table and the like smoke, the air puffer. I don't again, another thing I don't know the name of, but it was necessary to the scene. Okay, so I'm like just doing a bunch of small rendering stuff, and now I'm starting to fix the table, or not the table, well it is a table shelf, because I didn't really like the shadows and the grain and stuff. I actually found a grain brush also on the assets thing for Clip Studio. It's fine, I guess. It wasn't like the best thing, it just saved time, which was nice. Testing out brushes, and then fixing the table again, fixing the shadows. That's adding in the grain a bit too. It just the light from the left side of the painting is kind of bluish, so the shadows that are being affected by that need to be darker and warmer, whereas the warm light coming from the fire in those situations, the dark areas need to be more bluish tint. Yeah. And then I'm fixing up the boot. I hated the boot. I hate the boot. I still hate the boot. It sucks. Here I'm added in a multiply layer and then just went over everything with a brush to make the background darker so that our blacksmith stands out from the background. And then I took it off because it was distracting and I needed to fix the leather. Now it's back, but I needed to fix the leather. Apron so that it actually looked leather-ish. I'm adding the glow again on the rod. I think I added a bit too much glow. It should have been more centered on a certain area, less full, I suppose, along the entire length, but I think it still looks fine. But yeah, and then I'm adding more of the lighting and glow to the rest of the figure. For a lot of this piece, I kind of did like scribbles like you see on the apron right now, and then went back in like I just did with a blend brush. I use textured blend brushes, not just like a soft one, because otherwise it's gonna give a really weird look. It's just gonna look too soft, and then there's not gonna be any structure to your piece. Added more lighting to the shirt. I wish I'd done a little bit more rendering with the clothing, but it's also fine, I guess. Just the shirt I think could have been added more shadows, specifically in the armpit area, and closer to the shoulders where there isn't as much light reaching it. The anvil gave me hell. I hated the freaking anvil. In the beginning you saw me redraw it like 50 times, but it's the main part of the piece. So I finally got it to work. I still don't love it, but it is what it is. And if you get the version with the text, it's just text will be covering half the anvil and the boot and basically all the parts I really love about this painting. I am overall satisfied with it. Okay, so here I added another glow layer, another one, where I just kind of did the similar thing what I did with the multiply layer. I just went over the blacksmith this time though, to kind of just make him pop, like really pop. And then I erased parts to give a bit more shadow because he would have shadow, around his temples specifically, because the light just wouldn't reach up there, and his eyebrows and just the way his skulls are structured, light wouldn't reach there. So did a bit of that. Rendering the shelf again because I hate it and hate myself apparently. But I think it looked much better after this go around. I'm finally adding in some brick in the background. I wish I'd done a bit more rendering than just this, but again, it still looks pretty good. I'm still satisfied with it. And it doesn't look as muddy, which is really nice. And I'm adding more brick to the background. That wall that I originally had planned to kind of be more cementy just wasn't doing it for me, so it just seemed muddy, like the stone furnace thing. So I added in more brick. This was just a multiply layer on a multiply layer. Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot to it. Oh, I should have added some more shadow around the swords too, actually, but it's fine. Wow, I don't know. Is this discouraging you from buying the piece now that you know all the mistakes I made with it? Let me know, I guess, in the comments. Just let me know what you think overall. What could I improve? Either in this voiceover format or as a whole in the piece. Whichever you'd like to comment on. Yeah. Anyway, you guys, this is pretty close to the end. Most everything else is just a little bit details. So thank you thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to me this far, listening to me ramble. It's been great.